What's happening, everyone? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to another edition of the Robert Ford Sports Minute. I'm live at West Shore Plaza here in the Tampa area. It's storming outside, so I had to come inside for a little bit. But hey, let's talk some sports, and I got a lot to talk about today. Let's start with some NBA. We're going to talk about LeBron James. He's a player that's either loved or he's hated, right? And he's one of the best players of all time. In my rankings, I have him number 2 behind Jordan on the all-time rankings. Let's talk about some of his accomplishments, right? He's the first player in NBA history to play as a teenager and into his 40s, and he's done it at a high level every single year, which has been insane, right? He's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, right? He's the first guy to play with his son in NBA history as well, right? And this season, he has an opportunity to have some more accomplishments, right? He's passed Kareem in the all-time scoring list, but now he has a chance to pass Kareem on an all-time list for field goals made. He has a chance to move into sixth place as far as three-pointers made, so he has a chance to pass Reggie Miller. And if he plays at least 50 games this season, he will pass Robert Parrish for the most games ever played in NBA history in the regular season, right? And also, this will be his 23rd NBA season. That will be a record as well. That would break Vince Carter's record for the most all-time seasons played in the NBA. Love him or hate him, but you gotta respect him for what he's been able to accomplish in NBA history and play that many years at a high level every single year. All right, John Wall, also in the NBA, right? Just announced his retirement. You know, when he first came to the league, a heck of a young player, a heck of an athlete, right? Injuries caught up with him. Obviously, he's got to retire kind of young in his early 30s here, right? But what a heck of a ball player he was in his prime, when he was in his prime, right? But he's just announced his official retirement from the NBA. All right, let's move on to some tennis here real quick. Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz was meeting again in the Cincinnati Open final, right? We know the history of these two guys. Even this year, they played in the French Open. My wife and I was at that finals, right? Close to 5 hours and 30 minutes, one of the longest singles men's finals in the major tennis history, right? And then they met again for the Wimbledon final, and Yannick Sinner won the Wimbledon final. Carlos Alcaraz won the French Open final. These are two young stars in tennis, and they're going to be around for a long time. They just met in the final in the Cincinnati Open, and Yannick Sinner had to retire after 5 games because he was feeling sick. He thought he could play, said he was feeling sick the day before, but he just couldn't go, so he quit, or in tennis, they say retired, after 5 games. So that gives Alcaraz the Cincinnati Open. These guys preparing to play in the U.S. Open. It's a hard court tour and hard court match in Cincinnati. That's some loud lightning. Y'all hear that? But yeah, they're playing on a hard court in Cincinnati as they get ready for the U.S. Open in New York on next month. And I won't be surprised if those two guys meet in the finals in New York again at the U.S. Open. It'll be interesting. Let's move over to Major League Baseball. We're going to close Major League Baseball on today, right? Hey, there's a lot of talk about expansion in Major League Baseball. And there's also some talk about realigning the divisions as well. So Major League Baseball, they want to add another team out west, and they want to add a team in the south too, right? So the two teams in contention out west is the two cities, I should say, is Portland and Salt Lake City, right? So possibly Major League Baseball is looking to expand either into Portland or Salt Lake City. And then in the South, they're considering Nashville or Raleigh-Durham, right? So they're considering one of those teams in the South and the team out west. So it's going to be interesting. And that will bring the league of 32 teams, right? And they're looking to adopt a model that the NFL did several years ago, right? Having four-team divisions in each conference, right? So that make it 8 overall. So they're looking at an AL South, the AL North, the AL East, AL West, and the same thing in the National League, similar to what the NFL did, four-team divisions in each league. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes into fruition and see what teams will be selected to be expansion teams in Major League Baseball. So more to come on that. I want to touch on a couple of series here really quick. The Yankees and the Rays are starting out on tonight here in Tampa Bay. I'm going to be at the game, and I'm going to go with a split in this one. This is only a 2-game series. I think they will split these 2 games between obviously, I'm hoping the Yankees sweep them, but I think it's going to be a split between each team in this series. You got the Mariners and the Phillies. They started out on last night. The Phillies monkey stumped the Mariners 12-7. And I think they're going to split the next two games, which will make the Phillies the winner in this series, 2-1 in this series. So I'm going to go with the Phillies over the Mariners in this series. And then one other series, you got the Tigers and the Astros. The Tigers also monkey stumped the Astros yesterday, 10-0, right? So I think they'll split the next two games as well, and the Tigers will win this series 2-1. All right, everyone, let's wrap up this clip. Y'all have an amazing evening, an amazing rest of the week. Be safe and be blessed, everyone.